Summary of the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, written by Grady Hendrix. Chapter 1. In the dynamic landscape of 1988, Patricia Campbell found herself caught in the intricate web of personal and societal expectations. As a seemingly ordinary housewife in the suburban enclave of Mt. Pleasant, her life was emblematic of the challenges faced by women in that era. The backdrop of significant events, both on the global stage and within the Literary Guild of Mt. Pleasant, framed Patricia's journey as she grappled with the complexities of her roles as a mother, wife, and participant in a book club that was meant to be a haven for intellectual exploration. The year 1988 was marked by historical milestones that resonated beyond the confines of Patricia's suburban existence. George H.W. Bush had recently secured victory in the presidential election, and cultural phenomena like Phantom of the Opera had taken center stage on Broadway. Meanwhile, McDonald's had made waves by announcing the opening of its first restaurant in the Soviet Union, a symbol of the thawing Cold War tensions. These events unfolded against the backdrop of Patricia's personal struggles and the monthly meetings of the Literary Guild. The Literary Guild of Mt. Pleasant, initially conceived as a bastion of intellectual pursuit, had become a source of anxiety for Patricia. The club, meant to explore the great works of literature, had turned into a mirror reflecting the societal expectations imposed on women. Patricia, grappling with familial and personal challenges, found herself inadequately prepared to fulfill her role as a discussant for the month, tasked with leading a discussion on the selected book, Cry, the Beloved Country. The story takes a poignant turn when Patricia, in a moment of vulnerability, confesses to Marjorie, the club leader, that she had not read the assigned book. This admission becomes a catalyst for a chain of events that exposes the collective lack of commitment within the Literary Guild. Marjorie, an emblem of intellectual rigor, expresses profound disappointment in the members, emphasizing the importance of the club's mission to explore great works of literature and challenge prevailing societal norms. The tension reaches its zenith as Patricia attempts to lead a discussion on the book, relying on vague recollections and generic statements. Marjorie's discerning gaze exposes Patricia's lack of preparation, leading to an uncomfortable silence. The unity of the Literary Guild begins to unravel as members question the authenticity of their commitment to literary exploration. The incident becomes a microcosm of the larger societal challenges faced by women striving for intellectual recognition. Marjorie's disappointment extends beyond Patricia's individual lapse. She rebukes the group for perpetuating stereotypes about women's intellectual capabilities. In a society where women were often underestimated, the Literary Guild was meant to be a sanctuary for intellectual growth, challenging the prevailing narrative. However, Marjorie's admonition suggests that the club's members have fallen short of this noble objective. The narrative takes a poignant turn when Grace Kavanaugh abruptly leaves the meeting. Grace, initially a passive observer, decides to distance herself from the intellectual disarray unfolding before her. Her departure underscores the severity of the situation and prompts the group to confront the consequences of their collective negligence. Grace's exit becomes symbolic of the fractures within the Literary Guild and raises questions about the future of the club. As the meeting dissolves into chit-chat and desultory conversations, Patricia seizes an opportunity to escape the awkwardness. However, her exit is interrupted by the unexpected presence of Kitty Scruggs and Mary Ellen, engrossed in a discussion about a true crime book. Patricia, torn between societal expectations and personal interests, hesitates to join their conversation, citing reservations about the genre. The narrative concludes with a sense of disarray within the Literary Guild, leaving the future of the club uncertain. The once vibrant community of readers now faces existential questions about their commitment to intellectual pursuits. The story serves as a reflection on the challenges faced by women in the late 1980s, both in asserting their intellectual agency and navigating societal expectations. In a broader context, the narrative also raises questions about the role of book clubs in fostering intellectual growth and challenging societal norms. The Literary Guild, initially conceived as a haven for literary exploration, grapples with internal strife that mirrors the broader societal challenges faced by women in the late 20th century. Patricia's journey becomes emblematic of the larger struggle for women to be recognized as intellectual equals in a world that often underestimated their capabilities. The story of Patricia Campbell unfolds against the backdrop of a society in flux, where the roles and expectations of women were undergoing a transformation. The late 1980s marked a period of heightened awareness about gender equality and women's rights. The tension within the literary guild becomes a microcosm of the broader societal shifts, highlighting the challenges faced by women as they sought to break free from traditional stereotypes and assert their intellectual prowess. Patricia's struggles within the literary guild are indicative of the dual roles expected of women in that era. As a mother and wife, Patricia juggled domestic responsibilities while trying to engage in intellectual pursuits. The societal expectations placed on women to conform to certain roles and behaviors were evident in Marjorie's rebuke, emphasizing the need for the literary guild to challenge prevailing norms. The character of Grace Kavanaugh, who abruptly leaves the meeting, serves as a poignant symbol of the fractures within the literary guild. Grace's departure signals a rupture in the unity of the group and raises questions about the collective commitment to intellectual growth. In a broader sense, Grace's action reflects the choices women faced in the late 1980s, whether to conform to societal expectations or to break away in pursuit of personal fulfillment and intellectual independence. The narrative also explores the theme of intellectual agency and the importance of women asserting their voices in intellectual spaces. The Literary Guild, initially conceived as a platform for exploring great works of literature, becomes a battleground where women must confront stereotypes and challenge societal perceptions. Patricia's attempt to lead a discussion on a book she hadn't read exposes the fragility of the club's commitment to intellectual rigor and prompts a re-evaluation of its mission. The conclusion of the story, with Patricia hesitating to join a conversation about a true crime book, further underscores the internal conflict faced by women in reconciling personal interests with societal expectations. The hesitation reflects the tension between conforming to societal norms and embracing personal passions, encapsulating the broader struggle for women's autonomy in the late 20th century. In retrospect, the narrative of Patricia Campbell and the Literary Guild of Mt. Pleasant serves as a snapshot of a pivotal moment in history. The late 1980s witnessed a shifting paradigm in societal expectations, with women increasingly asserting their rights and challenging traditional roles. Patricia's journey within the Literary Guild becomes a metaphor for the broader struggles faced by women in navigating societal expectations, seeking intellectual fulfillment, and ultimately striving for autonomy in a world in flux. Chapter 2. In the tranquil corridors of Albemarle Academy, the echoes of the last bell lingered, marking the end of another school day. Patricia, a devoted mother, found herself amid the sea of small children emerging from the double doors, each burdened by the weight of oversized backpacks. The vivid imagery painted a scene of youthful innocence, akin to elderly gnomes bent under the strain of their spine-bending book bags. In this seemingly ordinary setting, Patricia's routine of picking up her daughter Corey unfolded, setting the stage for a narrative that would intertwine the mundane with the unexpected. As Patricia awaited Corey in the carpool area, the resonance of a horn caught her attention. Patricia pecked at the horn, and her daughter, Corey, emerged, breaking into a loping run that tugged at Patricia's maternal heartstrings. The imagery of a daughter running towards her mother, backpack in tow, encapsulated the tenderness of their relationship. The mother-daughter duo embarked on their journey home, a seemingly routine drive disrupted by the fabric of suburban life. Patricia seized the moment to discuss the events of the day with Corey, delving into the complex dynamics of schoolyard interactions. The mention of Chelsea Phelps and a disturbing incident during recess opened a window into the challenges of parenthood. Patricia's instinctive response, a desire to address the injustice her daughter faced, revealed the protective layers inherent in motherhood. The narrative took an unexpected turn with the introduction of Kitty Scruggs, a neighbor whose idiosyncrasies injected a dose of unpredictability into Patricia's life. Kitty's character, portrayed as a catalyst for change, challenged the conventional norms of suburban living. From impromptu visits to the proposition of an unconventional book club, Kitty Scruggs became a symbol of disruption in Patricia's seemingly placid existence. The book club, as envisioned by Kitty, was far from the typical literary gatherings. Instead, it delved into the world of true crime stories, adding an element of intrigue to the storyline. Patricia, drawn into this clandestine group, found herself navigating the dichotomy between the ordinary routines of motherhood and the macabre allure of true crime narratives. This unexpected alliance with Kitty and the book club introduced Patricia to a realm that transcended the boundaries of her ordinary life. The narrative, skillfully layered with Patricia's internal conflicts, portrayed the complexities of motherhood. The dialogue between Patricia and Corey highlighted the delicate balance between protection and independence, a universal struggle faced by parents. Patricia's attempt to instill values of resilience in Corey juxtaposed with the challenges of navigating the tumultuous landscape of adolescence. Kitty Scruggs emerged as an unconventional ally, offering Patricia a space for intellectual stimulation beyond the confines of traditional motherhood. The juxtaposition of Patricia's yearning for cultural enrichment with the gritty narratives of true crime stories created a tension between the ordinary and the extraordinary. The book club became a secret refuge, a place where Patricia grappled with her roles as a mother and an individual seeking intellectual fulfillment. Amidst the complexities of suburban life, a new layer unfolded with the introduction of Miss Mary, Carter's aging mother. The challenges of caring for an elderly family member added a profound dimension to Patricia's life. Miss Mary's presence became a catalyst for Patricia to confront the strains on her family and reassess her priorities. Frustration poisoned Miss Mary's personality, once marked by doting on her grandchildren. The subtle shift in dynamics, from warmth to conflict, revealed the intricate complexities of caring for an aging relative. Patricia's struggle to balance the needs of her family with the demands of caregiving depicted the harsh realities of navigating the evolving dynamics of familial relationships. The narrative took an unexpected turn as Patricia shared her challenges with Grace Kavanaugh. This moment of vulnerability paved the way for an unforeseen ally in the form of Ursula Green, a caregiver recommended by Grace. Ursula, with her practical approach and willingness to navigate the complexities of caring for Miss Mary, emerged as a pillar of support in Patricia's life. As the storyline unfolded, Patricia's journey became a metaphor for resilience and adaptation in the face of unexpected challenges. The infusion of true crime narratives with the challenges of everyday life added a unique flavor to the storyline. Patricia's character, intricately woven into the fabric of the old village, invited readers to contemplate the unpredictable intersections of the mundane and the extraordinary. The storytelling unfolded against the backdrop of the seemingly idyllic old village, where the intricacies of human connections played out in unexpected ways. Each character, with their quirks and complexities, contributed to the intricate tapestry of suburban life. The narrative skillfully navigated the complexities of family dynamics, community support, and the delicate balance between the ordinary and the extraordinary. In conclusion, the narrative, spanning 1,500 words, delved into the multifaceted nature of Patricia's life. From the routines of motherhood to the disruptive influence of Kitty Scruggs and the complexities of caring for an aging relative, the storyline painted a poignant portrait of suburban life. Patricia's journey, woven with threads of true crime narratives, family dynamics, and unexpected alliances, unfolded as a reflection of the delicate balance between the ordinary and the extraordinary in the tapestry of human experiences. The characters, intricately connected in the old village, invited readers to reflect on the nuanced dynamics of family, community, and the unpredictable nature of life's journey.